It's half time in the Man United game. It's Man United 0, Arsenal 1, and we couldn't be further away from the scores couldn't be further away from the reality. Um, Man United have thoroughly dominated the match. I would say 75% possession at 1.77 I saw, and it was all one way until the inevitable. We've been crying out for a new goalkeeper. We've been crying out for a world-class goalkeeper. That was meant to be, you know, the number one position we replaced. And now, I get it. It wasn't the only position we needed to recruit for, to get players in, and we're focused on the others. A goalkeeper can come and just do what they need to do without much practice necessarily within the team. So I get it. They've prioritized Cunha, prioritized Mbuemo, prioritized Sesko. Those are all the forward positions covered before bringing in a goalkeeper. But make no mistakes, the goalkeeper position is one of, if not the most important position on that pitch. And today was the proof. It's a match that we've dominated before Arsenal score and after Arsenal scored, and yet Man United find themselves behind. So let's focus on the performance. I thought the defense played well. We contained Gyökeres. Now, of course, I don't expect Gyökeres to be at his very fittest. A couple of very important tussles and duels with, De Ligt, Shaw, and he's won a couple of them. But has he looked dangerous? Has it caused us any problems? No. I expect that to obviously to change throughout the course of the season with Arsenal. But fairly good performance from us as a defensive unit. Midfield, they've impressed me. I thought Mounts had a very, very good game. Casemiro's had a good game, but oh my goodness, a player who can run Bayern close in terms of having a terrible half in Man United colours, Bruno Fernandes. He was at the middle of everything that went bad for us. Everything. In fact, it was his contribution which started, which was at the start of Man United conceding a goal. Ball gets played into Bruno, into the defensive third, takes a bad touch, then tries to play a 1-2 in a very dangerous area. What happens? We end up conceding a corner, and one corner is all it needs for United to concede a goal. 1-0 down. We then attack, get a free kick at the opposing end. Now the free kick was on Bruno, but it was on the right side of the pitch. Perfect for Mbuemo. What happens? Bruno does what he does best and takes ownership of that free kick and smashes it low, hitting the wall. Same thing with corners, set pieces. We're back to where we were from last season, and he hits the first man. We never ever find a United player, and I'm a big Bruno fan, but my goodness, he had a first half to forget. Now, what needs to be changed, and I think the message from Amorim, especially with Bruno, because last season he tried to replace Bruno, tried to substitute Bruno a couple of times. That's not the message that we want to send, not to Bruno, not to the United faithful, and certainly not to the opposition. It shows that we've got an issue with the captain. But he has to send a message to Bruno Fernandes saying, when things are not going for you, pass the ball, let others dictate play. I think as the game went on, we started seeing Mbuemo get more involved, Cunha getting more involved, and those have been fairly positive. Um, I'm not as over the moon as the commentary on the commentators on Sky about Mbeumo. I think he lacks a bit of sharpness. A couple of decision making didn't quite go his way. He looks weaker as he cuts on his right foot, be it crossing, be it shooting, very, very weak. Outlets that we at United need to maximise on, because Casemiro, Mount, they're finding Mbeumo quite a lot, and I think that that left side on Arsenal's flank is a bit weak. So really, if we are to end up getting back into the game, equalising, maybe scoring, then Mbeumo's got to have a better half. It's got to have some better finishing touches, and it's got to make better decisions in the final third. Cunha was a positive, was not in the game to start off with, but an amazing run from him, cutting through Arsenal, the entire Arsenal team, that midfield, the defence, and again, he ended up with a weak shot, but that was to be expected as he had done a lot of running and dribbling, prior to that. But some interesting signs. So we've spoken about the ugly, Bayern dear. I'm sorry, but you've got to be better with that with that cross there. One corner, one goal conceded. Spoken about the ugly, we've spoken about the bad. I think no one's going to snatch that from Bruno Fernandes. And the good for me has to be Patrick Dorgu on that left-hand side. What a player. Left wing back, bursting forward, lethal shot, hit the post, very, very unlucky. What a shot that was. Beat Raya, never getting close to that shot. And yeah, our most potent attacker. So I'm looking forward to that second half to come. And let's hope that we can turn some of these good performances from these players, continue that, add to that, and hopefully get back into the game. I know Arsenal, from speaking with some of my friends and hearing the rest of them on YouTube, they don't care how they do it. We don't care how we do it at this point, but we need a result against Arsenal. So come on, United, let's do it.